Namaskar. I am Surya Singh and you are watching Fundamentals of Yoga. I am planning from long time ago to make a video on fundamentals of yoga or concept of yoga, the real philosophy of yoga that came from ancient time, ancient knowledge from Vedas and ancient Hindu books. So during this lockdown period, I am thinking to make my lockdown productive by making this video, and I hope this video will make your time also productive. So before going to the depth of this word yoga and its philosophy, let's understand what people know, what we know about yoga. We may have heard many names like Hatha Yoga, Hot Yoga, Dog Yoga, X Yoga, Y Yoga, Z Yoga, many yoga. I also keep hearing all these terms, and my friends and people ask me which yoga you do or which yoga you prefer. So I believe this question itself is a big misguiding or misleading people that what kind of yoga is better. So let's understand what yoga is. Yoga. Actually, it is a wrong pronunciation. There is no such word exist yoga in any ancient book. Yoga is a English pronunciation of real word yog. So what is the real word for the yoga is yog. And the meaning of yog is addition or union. So it is clear this word yog is defined as union of something. So what is that union? Before understanding the deep definition of this word yog, there is another term, Adi Yogi. You might have heard about this term, Adi Yogi. What is Adi? Adi is the first one, initial one. And what is Yogi? Yogi is a word for them who practice yoga. So yoga is something that one has to practice, and Adi Yogi is the first person who practiced yoga. Adi Yogi, we call him Lord Shiva. There are several stories, and according to these stories we can believe that his existence on this planet was long time ago. And after long time after him, there was another Maharishi. Maharishi is somebody who is enlightened and doing some research on different things, who is well connected with the whole universe by the energy of their enlightenment. Maharishi Patanjali, he defined yoga in very structured form. He made a structure about yoga to understand it and to practice it in several layers. So let's understand what is the Patanjali's way of yoga, what is his philosophy, and what are those steps to reach enlightenment state. Yoga is union. So what we have to unite here, why we are using this term? To unite our body, mind and soul. Why? So that we can use our consciousness 100%. So let's understand, why do we need yoga? Why do we need union of our body, mind and soul? And for whom it is needed? Is it only for somebody who is yogi, or somebody who is practicing only some spiritual practice, or who is eligible for the yoga? So I will say everybody, anybody on this planet who is alive, they need to unite their body, mind and their soul. Question is, who is eligible for yoga practice? Who need it? Is it only for some yogi kind of person? Somebody who want to dedicate his or her life to spirituality? Or anybody can practice it? And the answer is, anybody who is alive, they need to practice yoga. Why? Because whatever we are doing, that is coming from our mind. Whatever our body is acting, whether you are eating, dancing, sitting, sleeping, whatever action is happening in your body, that is the signal to act, that is coming from your mind. And how your mind is working? Your mind is always busy with day-to-day life. What I will eat, what to wear, how to get more money, friends, children, relatives, money management, life management. So your mind is always busy with just a little bit. So if we see the whole universe, the whole existence around us, in compared to the whole, our vision is so narrow, and that makes you incomplete. See, whatever you are doing, whatever your body is acting, that signal is coming from your mind. Maybe you are fulfilling your physical need, but ultimately it is going to fulfill your mind, how you are feeling at mental level. So whatever action your body is doing, whether you are wearing a nice dress, you are eating very good food, you have best friends in your life, you have best car, best house, you have everything that comes from your mind. With your efforts you fulfill it, but still you can see you are not satisfied, or there is something deep inside you that says something is missing, and that missing is so strong. This missing energy is the voice of your soul, and the voice of your soul is so strong, it just reminds you what exactly you have to do. Actually, if you listen this voice, then you will go to the roots, like what exactly you have to do. What your mind says is based on current situations. You just learn how to live the life, but that is not the voice of your soul. Imagine you have very good friends, you have everything in life, but sometimes you are just lying and thinking like, what is missing? What is missing? Something more, something more. Like incompleteness. And what yoga says you have to unite your soul, mind and your body. Once you can unite all three energies, then you are so powerful. Now go and do the same thing what you want to do. This time you will be unstoppable, because you have become most powerful unit, because you united your inner voice. Now whatever your mind is saying to your body is coming from deep inside. There is no point to be unsatisfied, or to be sad, or to be extremely false happiness. Now everything is happening in real time. Your soul, mind and your body is one unit, one energy. Now with this energy, go and do whatever you want to do. So my friends, in upcoming weeks, we understand the real philosophy of yoga and how to practice it. Plus, we understand how come this great philosophy became just a physical exercise. Stay tuned. See you next week, Saturday. Take care, stay home, stay safe. Don't forget to share this video with your nears and dears and subscribe this channel. Thank you.